So the chicks came in yesterday, guys, and as you can see, we have some of them right here. Well, this is roughly a little over 700 of them. As you can see, the chicks are very active like that. You know, some of them are asleep, some of them are jumping around, running around, as you can see, like that. So the activity is picking up, feed consumption is picking up like that. So for this week, you expect them to consume around, at most 80 grams, for the 7 days. That is the most. So you can see some of them are starting to, look at that. This one just doing the scratching, and it's day one, guys. So it's growing up very fast, it's becoming very curious like that. This is the cramps you're using. These are best for, these are broiler cramps we're using. It's advisable to use this during the first week, so that maybe the following week you can start mixing your own foods. But this one, because it has packed with a lot of proteins, a lot of energy, you want this for the chicks to pick up the weight quickly, to grow the feathers quickly, so that you get you reduce on the cost of heating the brooder, because the charcoal cost actually is very expensive, and it takes a lot of charcoal to actually heat this room. It's quite a big room, therefore you need a lot of charcoal to heat that. So consider that factor, we have this stove right here, which I've been using for quite some time, a few years actually, been using that. And then the bigger stove right here, and then they have a smaller stove, a little bit small on the other end right there. So using that just to heat that. We don't have cold rooms all over the place, so we use that to reduce those cold areas in the brooder like that. Otherwise the chicks are active. It's actually morning. I picked the chicks yesterday, and it's actually morning. This should be the day one of feeding. Day one of feeding. Of course, they were, they hatched maybe 2 days ago, but this should be their day one of feeding, and they're very active like that. So the activity is picking up like that. The feeds are being consumed like that, which is a good thing. Of course, you want the chicks to start consuming feeds immediately, but don't worry if the chicks don't start consuming feeds immediately, or a lot of feeds, because I put this one, I added these feeds yesterday here. I gave them this yesterday, and it has taken them like what? It was, I think, less than 2 kilos of feed. So I have 4 distributions like that. I have that over there where you see them crowding that section, and then this one, then that pan, and then the 5th pan like that. So that's the distribution like that. So but you won't really expect them to consume all that within a day, because they're just getting used to the feeds, how the feeds smell, how they taste like that. So it's a new thing for them. So that's why you'll see them. Some of them are relaxing, some of them are just chilling under the the G coral like that. And then as you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Now look at the floor. It's actually getting the poop is actually getting darker. The poop is getting darker, as you can see like that. Because yesterday it was clean, but right now, because there are many, they're pooping all over, and which means they are consuming, they are feeding, and most of them are eating, which is a good thing. You want them, if not all of them, to be eating from day one, guys. You don't want some of them to start eating the following day, because you want that uniform growth in the chicks, guys. So look at that. So they started with those white patches, as you can see. That's the poop you were expecting yesterday. Started with those, and then they're transformed to these dark patches like that, which is a good thing. This is what you want actually as a farmer, or if you are raising these chicks right here. You want them to start eating quickly, because it has so many advantages to that. There's so many advantages to actually eating the feeds quickly. I think this was a cold spot, and these birds are just stuck here. I don't know. Let me just see if this one is full. Yeah, it's a bit full. Of course, if the chick is sleeping, it means either, it has to be full like that. It has to be full like that. So as you can see, we have this is another cold spot. This is a cold spot right there. It's somehow difficult to close this cover, because it's actually placed from outside. It's actually difficult to close that. But generally the room is good in terms of temperatures. The temperatures are good. The chicks are active, as you can see. They have been active the whole night. You can see the thermometer is reading what, 25.7, almost 26 degrees, which is good. That is a good reading, considering it's daytime, and we don't want to increase. Oh, there's actually a lot of heat coming from this stove right here. It's a lot of heat here. So considering the fact that they have been here for quite less than 24 hours, and this active, it means you have started, the brooding process on the right foot like that. So which means the chicks should be able to pick up in terms of feeding, in terms of consumption, in terms of growth at a very faster rate like that, which is exactly what you want. These ones are crowding here, they are sleeping because there's a lot of heat in this area. Yeah, when you just place your hand, there's a lot of heat here. Of course, it's daytime, and you can see the sunlight right there. It's daytime, and therefore you expect the temperatures to be slowly going up, considering the fact that everything is covered. It's quite a big brooder, and everything is covered all the way. So this brooder measured what? This 14 feet, from that corner all the way to that corner. That's 14 feet, and then this should be 2 or 2.5 meters all the way. So yeah, like that. So that's the measure. So it's a big brooder, which means it can host about 1,000 chicks. If you place here 1,000 chicks, they should be able to stay here for the first 3 days at least the first 3 days, because when they start feeding, guys, seriously feeding, right now they're not feeding that much because the crop is not that big. But once the crop gets bigger, you'll start seeing them eat a lot of feeds, guys. The consumption rates will go up a lot. So that's why you don't expect really much from them in the first week, but the following week, guys, you should expect a lot of feeding, a lot of consumption, because the crop has grown a little bit bigger, and therefore it's able to accommodate quite a higher amount of feed like that. So you can see. So of course, to start off, we did give them some chick start, some multivitamins there, some multivitamins in that water like that, and then we added some this medical, what do you call this? Is it a medical something? I'm forgetting the name, but it's okay. It's something I'll just show you later if I remember it. We added that just to improve on the digestion. Forgotten the name of that thing that we added here. Just to improve on the digestion of the feed of the digestive tract of the chicks, just to open up. Yeah, like that. If I remember the name, I'll just tell you. The product is just over there. So like that. Let me just show you this. So as you can see, look at that. The activity, I like the activity. You want the chicks to be, jumping up and down around all over, running all over the place, so that, you just get that. It's a good feeling because the chicks are healthy, they're active, like that. So that's what you want to see. You don't want to see dull chicks which are, sleeping in one place. You want to see them running all over like that. So as I speak, you can see they are running toward my voice, or where the voice comes from. That is some kind of an attraction to that. Let me just show you that thing, the liquid that we added there. I keep forgetting the name. Just close this area because when you leave, some of them keep running out like that. So they're very active. They run. Wow, these ones are out. Oh, okay. Just pick those out first. I don't know how they got out. Of course, probably because of that area. Very small right now. Okay. So yesterday we lost one of them, actually two, because of during transportation. Therefore, I believe it was maybe squeezed within a corner because the temperatures were very hot. Therefore, maybe some of them are, it was maybe squeezed within a corner and then they died. Two of them. It should just be burnt like that. You don't want to throw it outside. Of course, we know the cause. It's not a disease, so that's a good thing. But if it's a disease, guys, it's advisable to actually burn the chick so that we get rid of. You don't want that bacteria anywhere or that virus anywhere within your compound like that, or within your farm like that. Some leftover boxes right there. Just use them to start a fire, to start a jiko. They help quite a lot in that. These are the multivitamins. we are giving them so water soluble 6 okay, this one is okay, 6 like that. So some of them are mixes we are doing right there. Just one more important thing about these multivitamins is that you have to mix them within 24 hours. The water you mix them with, it has to last 24 hours, guys. If it goes beyond that, it starts producing some weird smell, because these are multivitamins. They don't last for that long. So as I can see, if you put the water within an area where it's a bit hot, the vitamins will actually go bad like that. So they have to be consumed. The water has to be consumed within 24 hours, otherwise it will go bad like that, and it just be useless. So we have mixed some of them there, just a little bit of water, because right now they're not consuming that much, and they're just getting familiar with the drinking. They're not really taking in that much because of the size of the chicks like that. So some charcoal there that you've been using, and then some feeds there. I think you've seen them, just been using these are broiler starter crumbs. These are good, these are perfect just for broilers, but you're giving them to layers, so just to speed up the growth. We want a faster growth like that. Where's that? Yeah, this is the name. This is some liquid paraffin. This is what I was talking about. Forgot the name like that. Some liquid paraffin there, just to clear the digestive tract like that, make it smoother for the feeds to go through or pass through. Of course the feeds are rough, so it's either that or they drink a lot of water. So but that helps a lot in smoothing the chicks' digestive tract like that. So as you can see, you have to be very quick. I don't want them to rush outside. I should close that. Just close that. I don't want them to go out like that. Yeah, I think we'll find a way to close this area like this. Yeah, guys, so that's it for this day one of raising our broilers like that. Rather not broilers, these are layers like that. And we expect to see I'll see you tomorrow. Just a quick reference, guys. You can see, I don't know if these chicks were imported or they were sourced here locally, but you can see the feathers are starting to grow, which means they have been here for quite a while. This should be 48 hours of their stay. This should be 48 hours. Yeah, there's quite some long feathers right there. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so this should be 48 hours or 72 hours like that. So they're growing quickly like that. Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit that like button and then share the video, and remember to subscribe as usual, and then see you tomorrow on day 2. I'll be showing you more changes.